there's a couple of things that you're asking for to be done.
How long have these fees been at this price?
My records show we haven't changed the fees since 1983.
Since I'm the one collecting the fee.
Sure you may. Will you come up to the booth, stand up and come to the podium?
We currently collect this for the county, and what Monica has said is correct from what I can read, looking at this new order against the one from 83 that we use in the office. Questions regarding, I don't see the clerk's fee specifically addressed in this. I don't think it's addressed in 243 elsewhere.
It's addressed in the IRS. I don't think it has to do with hours.
Okay, all right.
The only thing that's going to be hours is the language.
Okay. When is the renewal? Because everything that we have currently is renewing for the most part based on June. This says April.
This is July 1st.
Okay, well, we have people renewing in June, and there's another month that there is renewal. And it goes something to their origination date with their ABC license.
It's on or before July 1st.
Okay, so it's on before July 1st.
April would be fine.
Okay, so they can come in any time of the year and do the renewal. Okay. That's all I need to know. So we take the one that walk in the door.
Once they take it in a year, they're
What
good.
they know.
Well, then you'll need to notify us and then we'll have to take action.
Okay. This doesn't tell me to notify you all.
It tells that it has to be paid by, I don't keep up with the fee, I'm not a fee monitor. So if they don't pay within that fiscal year, I would have no, it would be like everything else. I'm trying to get another example. Jimmy Cyphers, he has road agreements that folks do with the county on bonds, things like that. If it runs within the time they haven't renewed, then he notifies us and we send out letters. And if I can't get them to renew or pay whatever, then I bring it to their attention.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm kind of clear on the timing on this. I'm not trying to be hard to get along.
It's a fiscal year.
It's on a fiscal year. So if their renewal is by June 30th, and we haven't seen them by next June 30th, we just bring you the list of all those who did not pay.
Just like we do with the ethics thing, if they didn't turn their forms in, and then I'll start trying to track them down and.
Okay, all right. And that's what I needed to know. Thank you all.
And Kevin, if you have any other questions, just come again, because this is all new stuff and.
Nobody's looked at it. So it's.
In the cycle of this licensing, Judge, don't they come to you if it's a new customer?
Yes. If it's not in, city, yes.
How do you line up against the city's rates to know whether or not I'm supposed to allow the rate, or if the customer's supposed to be coming by the license?
If you want to come and sit down with me and Tammy, you can contact the cities and see what they have. Because like I said, nobody at the county level looked at this
past trying to encourage them to pay, but we were unaware of any teeth and anything that we could do in the way for those who did not pay. So this has been there, and currently I make $5 per license out of 400 or 150. So
I think it's another one of those things that needs to be updated. It should have been looked at a long time ago, and
That's what I told Kevin at the last meeting we were at, that you can only, the fiscal court can only increase 5% a year, and they haven't increased at all since 1983. So even now, they'd be capped at $20, where the fee, some of the fees could be up to $1,200, and we will never be there.
okay, thank you.
thank you, Kevin. Now, if you have any other questions, just let us know. Okay, Magistrate, you want to keep it the way it is, or make any modifications? Now, if I'm correct, alcohol can be sold on election day? Unless fiscal court changes it?
I think you need to read it, no alcohol until 6 o'clock. That's the closing.
I need to write that in here, that nobody gave that ahead of time, that's what y'all want to do, so we can have the first reading at some point. We're going to be pushing it close to get it done.
But it says in here though, if we don't state, then it will be open.
That's correct.
I mean, I think that it needs to be closed until 6 o'clock, but if it's going to be a problem getting this thing called.
No, that's why I asked the last time for somebody to know if they want to change it. If you all want to do that, I don't write your policy, it's only what you want. If that's what you want, we can have it on for first reading at the next meeting. That will be April 1st. You have the second reading, the middle of April.
Is that being going forward, the motion?
Yeah, just tell me, I think I'm good with,
I'm going to keep the price, I mean, the fees at the same. So we're going to leave the fees as they are and keep the liquor stores closed until 6 o'clock after the opposing close.
Also for that.
May I ask one more question?
Sure you may.
Polls close at 6, voting continues until the last voter votes. Does that have any effect on the application on an election day? And what do you all, that's going to be your all's day to rob, but I'm going to get the phone calls. Why are they selling liquor when they're still voting in such and such a school?
What do you suggest?
I don't know, but I'm just telling you that's a reality that we do live with.
okay, if the purpose is to keep the person voting from being intoxicated, which I assume that would be the end of.
I'm sorry.
If the purpose of the ordinance to change is to keep the people that are in line to vote from being intoxicated, they can stand in a school where most of our folks vote and drink anyway. And so if they're already in line at 6 o'clock, they're going to be allowed to vote if that takes 2 hours.
Okay, I just wanted to bring it up as a subject that it's probably going to raise additional questions.
I hadn't thought about that, but there's no way of knowing that exactly what, I mean, if it happens to come to that, then we're not going to know for sure what time they'll be closing, so.
That's true.
I think we'll just go ahead and, I think that would be fine, just go ahead and do it. Not allowed to be open before 6 o'clock, and just leave it at that.
And then Mike will make that change.
Is that what everybody wants?
Hearing that question, all make sure.
Is it practice here in Will County that you have to be in line have the voting place by 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so if we kept the places closed until 6,
The way they're supposed to do it is that at 6 o'clock, the sheriff gets in line behind the last voter present. They're supposed to get the door to the room locked, which sort of negates the ability of somebody getting in and attempting to pass liquor to voters. But you and I both know that the integrity of elections is a pretty precious thing. And I wanted you all to be aware of that somebody's potentially going to cry conflict. Why were they selling liquor when they were still voting at such and such a school? I don't think it's a good idea personally.
You don't think what's a good
I don't
idea?
think that the sale of alcohol on election day is a good thing. And if you're going to do it after the results have been produced, not upon 6 p.m.
Such as 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
Whenever the
11
results
o'clock?
are produced.
And sometimes the results aren't.
But then it's all said and done. Now, that's just my personal opinion. That's Kevin Mooney, citizen, not Kevin Mooney, the clerk.
The last time that's right.
You want to keep it 6 and you make it all day? Whatever, doesn't matter to me.
Final day, midnight.
So we want to come in and make the amendment all day, election day.
I'm gonna put midnight, because today will be considered when Sunday thing.
Well, yeah.
That'll be.
And we'll bring that back to the next board meeting. Okay, are we ready to move on to the next item on the agenda? Okay, new business, action, wait a minute, I got some more old business. All right, on the addendum, old business, I make a motion to appoint Monty Miles to the Sheriff's Miracle Board. Thank you, Magistrate. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, you can read the motion.
Yes, the motion is to appoint Mr. Monty Miles to the Sheriff's Miracle Board.
Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Number 3, under old business, action is requested on the Kentuckiana Works Foundation Incorporated agreement. And Jennifer, right? What's your last name?
Welch.
Welch. Jennifer Welch is here to answer any questions or to say anything about this. Jennifer, if you would come to the podium and give just a 30-second review or a 60-second review. This is Jennifer Welch from Fiscal.
I run the Kentucky Works Youth Career Center. We have an office here in Fulton County. And we came 2 weeks ago, I believe, to get the support of the fiscal court to start a summer works program here in the county to employ our youth ages 16 to 21 in meaningful summer work. Along with that is hiring a full-time coordinator who will work on this project year-round rather than just in the summer months. The students go to work, we get partnerships with employers in the area. They're also case managed, I guess you could say, they'll be case managed by the coordinator and participate in job readiness and soft skills workshops, which are obviously highly important. Anybody out here who employs individuals in the county, so you know that. So that's just a brief rundown of what we're looking to do, and we came 2 weeks ago to get the support of the fiscal court to be able to hire that full-time coordinator.
And it was unanimously approved.
Yes, it was unanimously approved. We
Proud of
are
the support for doing that.
we very appreciative.
So now, thank you, Jennifer. Now I need permission to sign the agreement. Thank you, Magistrate. We need a second.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Magistrate. We have a motion and a second. And Ms. Brandon, you want to read that motion?
The motion is to authorize the judge to sign and enter into the grant agreement between Board County Fiscal Court and the Kentucky Works Foundation.
Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashwell? Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Robert?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. We look forward to working with you.
We're excited about it, thank you.
Okay, magistrates, under new business, I make a motion to appoint Steve Estes to the Sheriff's Merit Board. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, magistrate. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, you can read the motion.
The motion is to appoint Mr. Steve Estes to the Sheriff's Merit Board.
Any questions or discussion concerning the motion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashwell?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Robert?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Ms. Brandon. Oh, number 5, I'm going to bring that up at the next meeting. Okay. And number 6, action is requested on Phillips Brothers construction contract. Oh, yes, this is Troy. Good morning, Troy. We just talked about this yesterday. Good, how are you doing? Tell us all about this, Troy.
Okay, we are moving along in the Texas 112 beautification reimbursement grant. We have bid the project, we have a good bid now. The contractor is Phillips Brothers Construction out of Vine Grove, and we need to enter into a contract with those folks before we get started. And that is approval pending the county attorney checking out the contract.
I see my work while we're sitting here, I don't see any glaring problems coming out to me.
And we were hopefully pass a pending your,
Yeah, go ahead and do that and just give me till tomorrow to finish looking through and following up on the insurance part and stuff, and we'll do it.
pending your proposal of it. What's that word, pending your what? Not approval, you don't approve it, but pending your, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Review? Review, I can hear. Okay, that sounds good. Action is requested.
This is an amount of money that's already in a budget for this, right? I mean, that's on the budget, it came from, grant, right?
It's a reimbursement grant.
Right.
We will turn in bills from Phillips Brothers, and then county will pay it from the state reimbursement.
But this money has been in there for a bit long. I'll make a motion to, are we just accepting the contract?
Oh, yeah. Give me permission to sign it.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, read the motion.
The motion is to authorize the judge to sign and enter into the contract with Phillips Brothers Construction LLC pending the county attorney's review.
Good. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashwell?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laswell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Robert? Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Well, yeah, we'll get this signed, like, material. Thank you. And what's your name?
David Reed.
David. David Reed is here from QK4. Introduce yourself. This is what.
David Reed from QK4. We're the consultants that have been working on this project with Troy and the county. And it's been a long time coming, but we're finally here and finally ready to start construction and make a showplace out of that interchange.
We're excited about it, and it will advance our county. Okay, magistrates, I see numbers 1 and 2. Number 1, under new business, action is requested on collateral security agreement from PBI Bank.
Is this something chart that's done every year?
Deputy Judge, would you like to?
I was supposed to see my bank, and I had asked them exactly what this is. I really don't get a good explanation. No, we I'll be happy to look into it for you. I just thought it was something you all had talked about, there was a meeting that we have with PBI I was at.
Why could we invite Mr. Barnhouse to the next meeting to let him explain this to us? Barnhouse.
Who's Mr. Barnhouse?
Unless who signed it on the back, Phil Barnhouse, CFO.
I think I sent this, county attorney along with a pledge security agreement that they're also wanting signature on it. Ready to look at it. I didn't understand what you. I didn't know I needed to contact PBI. I didn't, okay. I just didn't know what those documents were. When I spoke with Teresa Luger there, she couldn't really give me a good explanation of what they were either. She just said that she needed those signed. Okay.
Whatever y'all want to do, magistrates, we can call someone in.
Well, I would like to know what it's about before we actually do it. I mean, it tells us what they want us to do, but it doesn't say why.
You want us to call someone in?
Let the county attorney look over and call someone and.
I think the magistrate suggestion too, for Mr. Barnhouse to come or someone.
No, it'd be fine, so just long as you know around your mom is.
Yes, Deputy Judge, we're going to contact you know, and we'll put this on the agenda. Okay, what is the next agenda? Everyone okay with that? Okay, number 2, under new business, in order to comply with KRS 64.53, action is requested to set the annual salaries as listed below. Magistrates, there are 4, $15,600 annually each. Constables, 4, $267.67 a month each. If CPR certified, $217.67 not CPR certified. County attorney, $44,138. Deputy judge, $47,632. Treasurer, $43,264. Foreman, $13,520. Deputy coroners, $522.89 a month each. Deputy judge, will you address this?
Yes, ma'am. When I went to the budget workshop a few months ago, we were instructed that, because this is the end of the year, there'll be an election year next year ahead of the term, that these salaries have to be set by court order. I think it was a way, to ensure those salaries are still there when the next term comes in.
Thank you, Deputy Judge. And action, they do want action on
Yes,
it.
they said they had to be set up for order.
And do we have to send the minutes in the DLG?
I'll make a motion to enter these items into the court record. They are the annual salaries that listed.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Brown, will you read the motion?
Yes, the motion is to set the annual salaries per KRS 4.530 as listed, and I will list each individual item.
Okay, just as I have read, just as it's written on paper, on the agenda. Any questions or discussion on this item? Yes, Ms. Stevens.
Are they the same? I mean, are they raised, or are you saying
Their flood is in our budget currently.
Okay. Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Robert? Yes. Motion carried.
Okay, we have Wayne, how do you pronounce your last name?
Ashby.
Ashby, oh, it's from Wayne R. Ashby. Come on up, yes, come on up, Mr. Ashby, and present your request for report. Good morning. Goodbye.
Basically, what I want them to do is get permission to operate a food cart here on the county property, which is right here, basically at the corner right here at the stop sign. Usually probably between 11 and 2 a day, just Monday through Friday. That's basically just asking you for permission to be a county property. We got a license or about 10 licenses in the city for the church. And it's basically it's a hot dog cart. That's what we're saying.
Usually have these, some of them, kids are out of school, usually have the, the sheriff's stores that set up out here.
Yeah, so,
And that's what
yeah, that would be a problem because I'm living in this county, I live in Board County. I'm also got a license. They won't be able to go to the
yeah.
just want to try it out, see kind of different locations. Instead of, if it's on camera, probably you can get one
Do you have insurance, Mr. Ashby?
What
Do you have insurance to cover that if you set up?
kind of issues, just on the cart or the business?
Well, we had a lady in here and we recommended that she get insurance and she never came back, so I assuming that she didn't get any insurance. It's like,
Commercial insurance?
just protect you and protect the people that would come to your car with something like that. And the county as well.
Yeah, I can check into that, we'll probably get it, but I would not know what kind of insurance that would actually be, because it is a mobile trailer. And you get insurance on the trailer, but if it's on county property, I don't know how to get insurance on that property.
It's a liability policy that you would keep, okay?
How much would we have to get?
Well, again, I don't know what will be offered, but if you would like to come talk to Tammy Baker's upstairs, then she'll be happy to kind of go through and explain to you what was explained to the lady before.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
I have no idea what it costs.
I'll be checking the one, get all our first part. Thank you so much.
So, Mr. Ashby,
Yeah, go ahead.
just go upstairs to the county attorney's office. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. I don't have anything else, did I skip anything?
We just need to go to executive session, Judge, after we finish.
Does anybody here have anything? Oh, yes, Jalen Knox. Jalen Knox is coming out to. Another check presentation.
This is receivable for the month of 2/1 to 2/28, 2014.
Thank you so much.
It is $11,206.25. This is the receivable that we have collected. Also, I have gotten a hopped in on us and taken pictures of the roof. I'm just gonna share the letter with you all that they sent back to me. I had spoke with Eric from the bowling roofing. He said it'd be probably next week or so. They're gonna come out and take a look. I made a list of some of them that were on there. I realize he's coming, but just sharing what was sent back to me from DOC. We have had several new leaks spring up. One inside my office, one inside the door. One yesterday afternoon in the hallway as you come out of the female wing. Luckily it was a deputy that slipped because we didn't realize the water was there. She wasn't hurt, she says. So, I mean, they're just running up everywhere.
That would be for snow on the roof and staying there for a while and melting, you think?
If they're just bringing up everywhere, I'm sure it's snow, whatever. I mean, yeah, I would say that's part of it, but they're just popping up everywhere. And this was probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The deputy would come out of the wing, and when she went down, it wasn't there. When she came back, he had busted a big puddle, and luckily she didn't have inmates with her. She twisted her knee some, but she says she's okay, so I'm just hoping and praying that's fine. I have one big one in my office. It ran it back down behind the wall. It has messed up the carpet in my office. Hopefully we can get it where it won't mold. I don't know that either. Got one out in visitation this past weekend. I just hope the visitors don't come in and get it. Because they just spring up in a minute. You don't know. You got every wet sign out that we can get out. Any more? Do you have anything for me?
So Bowling have they done the roof repairs yet? I didn't think they have it on the weather.
Right, I called him last week, and then he got in touch with me yesterday. And said hopefully he'll be there by next week, but that's just walk off. And the new springs, like down where I'm explaining this, where he said it wasn't bad, so that's not even in that bid.
Right.
The one in my office is not in that bid. So those places will be tough. And the one out in the front lobby is not in that bid. But that won't be touched. I mean, I'm just kind of give fair warning, so we.
Of course, his bid was based on what he found, when he did the inspection, and he did say that, other leaks could appear in the future, and we've had a kind of a rough, icy, nasty winter this year. We'll get all the rest.
I saw a hand go up. Miss Higgins, go ahead.
So the roof hasn't been fixed, and so now the bid could be even more, the price could go up. And so it may not be the cheapest bid. Am I right?
Well, I'm gonna let you do your, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
gonna do
just,
that so we can have a good conversation.
and so the repairs go on, and I don't know, were the other 2 bids for a new roof? Because if they were for a new roof, they would take care of
No,
all.
there was no bid for
Well,
another.
wait a minute. Let's let Ms. Higgins have her 3 minutes. That way everyone has their say-so.
Okay, well, I was just gonna add that if there's still more repairs, the original quote wouldn't be correct. So we have a different quote, you know. Well, there were 2 other companies that gave their bid, or is there a better bid? I mean, I didn't get to see it, but were their jobs better than this other bid? That's what I've asked it, I guess. I think the whole group deal is just really a mess, to be real honest with you. It's getting messier, it sounds like. That's, and I'm done.
Now, I'm gonna let the magistrates respond to that. So magistrates, without any interruptions, so go right ahead.
Pardon, I didn't hear it.
I said I've already said it.
What was that?
Okay, we're not gonna go back and forth today, so he said he's already said it, so, you know. Here, I don't know that. Ms. Higgins, did you get everything said that you wanted to say?
Yes, fine.
Let me make sure the magistrates have had their chance to say what they want to say.
So it's 17.
Yes, but I want to make sure you all do not want to do this. Okay. Chairman Knox.
Basically, there was a bid for the whole group. The one that I submitted was for the whole group, not a portion of the group. That's why it was a somewhat higher. The bid we have now is a portion of the group. That's what the difference is in the cost. The bid is what the recommendation from DOC is to repair the whole group when they came down and took the pictures. All I can do is just inform and let everybody know what's going on. I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Now, let's let the fiscal court respond if they so choose. Hearing no response, are there, yes, Ms. West?
I have a question. How long has,
Now, Ms. West,
Yes.
what we do is you get 3 minutes
okay,
without interruption from anyone. So you'll have 3 minutes, and then the fiscal court will respond if they so choose to your comment.
I just had a question, thank you, as to how long Chairman Knox has been coming to fiscal court regarding these legal issues. It seems like I've been reading this in the paper for some time now. Is this been going on for 6 months?
Okay, Ms. West, you want to address your question with the fiscal court?
Is this been going on for 6 months, 2 months? I mean, my mind's taking me back quite some time that this has been being discussed. You've got more time. Thank you.
Fiscal court members, you have a chance to respond.
This started back several months ago. We got several bids. And fiscal court did not accept any of the bids. I went out and got a bid that was considerably cheaper several months ago. And it was about $8,000 under the rest of the bids. And then she says she has more leaks by then, and I don't doubt that at all with the snow we've had standing on the flat roof. And this has been going on since, we couldn't fix it before the snows, and then after the snow, it was just now getting ready to be able to be fixed. And then she has more leaks at this point. And I'm sure she's probably right, because with a flat roof, just snow melts and sets up there. And it's been going on 6 or 7 months now.
Are you finished?
Yes, I'm finished.
Mr. President, you have 1 minute to rebut. You have 1 minute to rebut. Any other questions from anybody else? You see the process, so you're welcome to speak. Ms. White, 3 minutes.
Okay, all I want to know is, what kind of roof is it? Is it metal or rock or, I've learned a lot since this all started that there are different types of roofs. So I don't know what is it made out of?
Are you finished with
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Okay, because I want to respond.
Yes.
The bigger you want before. Okay. Manager, do you want to respond? You can, or you cannot respond.
My understanding is it's sort of a rubberized roof, like a sheet rubber type thing. And it's been up there since 12 years now. And it does tend to weatherize and get affected by the sun, and it's developed leaks over the years. Usually they can be patched sufficiently, and that buys you several more years of roof. Eventually, it will have to be totally replaced.
Right.
The difference in the bids was the total roof was between $80,000 and $100,000 just for the whole roof. The other 2 companies, I believe, they were bidding like somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 to do patches. And then this third company came in, and I'm thinking it was like $12,000 or something like that to do what seemed to be a sufficient patch of any leaks that were apparent at that time. The gentleman did say that it's possible that the leaks will appear later. And of course, being in the wintertime, you can't hardly do roofing work because the rubberized roofs tend to be a heated type situation where they have to heat the rubber to kind of melt it together and things like that. You can't do that in the wintertime.
Right.
So we were hoping for better weather sooner so it could be addressed.
Right.
And unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of bad ice and snow.
Right. Let's do that.
And I assure you that if the past job, repairs part of it, but there's still other leaks, and we will have to address those other leaks and take care of that. At this time, I don't think we need to spend $100,000 on that roof.
Okay.
We will, maybe 5 years from now, hopefully, not sooner than that, but we're just trying to manage your money as best as possible.
Thank you.
Ms. White, do you have a 1 minute rebuttal?
No, he did very well. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Mitchell, 3 minutes.
Oh, it don't take me
No
very,
interruptions.
it don't take me very long, but I've been in the building business my entire life. And you've got to take these roofs, you got to put an elevated roof on them. Just like when we built this building right here, you have all metal roofs on it and everything, it's elevated, nothing stands on it. When it gets snow on it, it gets water on it, it's gone. Now, you may be able to do something with this roof and everything just to get it to where you can get some good weather. But you've got to look at putting an elevated roof on it. Put your gable roof on it, just like this building right here. Most of you, the jail area is that way. But if you put that elevated roof on there, you can forget that roof for 50 years. You just got to look at it that direction. You got to spend some money to fix it right. I'm done.
Are you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Fiscal court members, would you like to respond? And hearing no response, thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Ms. Higgins, is this based on the same topic?
Yes, I was just thinking.
Okay, Ms. Higgins, but you've already.
Okay, I'm done.
This topic.
Okay.
Jail Knox, do you have anything you would like to say, since it's the jail that you are in
Thank
charge
you
of?
about patching the roof. I know maybe this is the first time everyone may have heard of patching the roof because I guess this is the biggest one here at this point in time. But we've been down this road for a while, patching this roof. We have even went to exceeded one company that would ignore our calls. because they were coming out, patching the roof, and it just kept springing up. That's why we did the bid for the overall roof. This is not the first time we had the roof patched. We've had it patched and patched and patched. In the previous administration, we had it patched. In this administration with my own, we have had it patched. You know, if a company ignores your calls, then you've done a whole lot of patching. So as a county in whole, we've spent a lot of money on patching this roof. That's why I never even questioned on trying to get something to patch the roof, because we've been down that road so long. Our maintenance guys have got up there and tried to patch the roof. So it's in the cycle. That's why I was trying to get a new roof. But like I said, I'll take anything we can get. I just don't want anybody hurt. And I do think at some point in time we are going to have to raise the roof. I'm not a roofer. I don't really know a lot about roofing, but I do know that. And that's because this roof has been such a tearing thing inside that facility. I mean, you can't, you know, it tears up our ceiling tiles. You walk down the hallway, there's a puddle of water. You know, it's just endless. It just never ends.
Thank you, Chairman Knox. Fiscal Court, would you like to respond? And I see no other hands, so we do need to go into executive session, is that correct? Who would like to lead us into executive session?
I make a motion to go into executive session under KRS 61, paragraph 1, subparagraph D, for real property acquisition.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And our motion is to go into executive session. Mr. Randall, you may call and roll.
Ms. Ashcroft? Yes. Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.